Hello Scorpio, this is a timeless reading for you, starting with the card Totality and Burden. And with these two cards together, it makes me feel like you were really convinced of something or someone. You totally jumped into a situation with utter trust and joy, and then something became a burden, something was a disappointment, something. Maybe you have a certain pattern in your life that keeps on reoccurring, and you thought, like, this time this situation is different, this time this is finally something I can trust, and then suddenly you realize you find yourself in that same old burden. It's a different situation, but it's actually the same situation. It's a different person, but it's the same type of person. I don't know, something here is disappointing. So in the first row we have a lot of thick and unpleasant energy, but don't worry, it doesn't stay this way, it changes later. So sometimes, unfortunately, we have to go through these terrible times in life, and there is just this disappointment, feeling burned about a situation where you were fully in, where you had full trust, full speed, and you were really motivated, and then it turns out to be garbage somehow. Whether it's a job, a person, whatever it is for you. And then there's a phase of laziness. But it's not just laziness, it's withdrawal, it's a reaction to this disappointment, especially if you are very motivated, very active, very fierce on working on something, and then it doesn't work out, and you try again, and it doesn't work out again. You sometimes just don't know what to do anymore because you tried everything and it just doesn't work. And then there could be a lot of, it doesn't have to be sadness. For some of you, you could be very sad. Other could just be resignated and bored, and thinking like, I don't know what to do anymore. It just never really works out, so I'm just gonna watch some TV shows to calm down and rest, and because I don't know what else to do right now, because I tried everything and it didn't work out. So I'm just gonna stay at home and not talk to anyone and just be lazy, in quotes. With the Infinity card, this is on one hand something negative, like this feeling that something never ends, that something is just an eternal loop, and no matter how clever you are, how mature you become over your life, you start to understand certain things, you start to understand people, you are maturing, you are becoming more wise. But why do you still find yourself in that same old loop? That is this terrible feeling. But there's also something positive to the Infinity card, because I feel like this is what you are spiritually realizing. There is some kind of infinite energy that is connected to you, or you are connected to this energy, and it's ever flowing. And there is maybe also something for some of you about the fear of death and the realization about that. And this will bring a lot of peace to you. And now because we are already talking about more positive energy coming in, now it gets really positive here in the second row, so don't worry. I feel like sometimes life is just torturing us so that later we can enjoy the good things. Excuse me. I've been coughing for 2 weeks and it just doesn't go away. So Earth and Right Path, these two cards, like, just when I look at them superficially, there's a lot of earth and forest. So maybe that's just you, after this phase of feeling resigned and desperate a little bit and depressed. Maybe you will just leave the couch after you have this realization, this spiritual realization that brings some relief. And then you will spend a lot of time outside in nature, maybe literally the forest. I don't know. Something earthy, something where you can just connect to nature. But it also, the Earth card, like, metaphorically reminds me of some kind of survival, planting some roots, feeling secure. Maybe if this is about your job or your finances, that there's a disappointment here, or there was a disappointment, and now you realize something, and now you also find the right path. Maybe you thought this was the right path, but it was just your last terrible disappointment, and then you have this spiritual realization, and finally the right path is being revealed to you. Even though you already knew what the right path was, it wasn't. And you will have already planted some very good roots, so you will feel stable as you walk along the right path. Then there is justice and win, so it feels like you are finally receiving what you deserve. And justice also always reminds me of balance. So there's harmony and peace of mind. There's also something about your physical healing. I feel like your body was very stressed. There was a lot of adrenaline in this situation. Then there's a lot of, due to this, first there's excitement and adrenaline and happiness, and then it gets crushed. And then your body gets very heavy and painful, because it is just a burdening to find yourself in this situation again, feeling so disappointed because you trusted in a situation so much. And then when you jump into this kind of state, the couch potato, we usually eat a lot of unhealthy stuff, and we lay around, and the body has to go through all these, could also be two extremes of very tense physical work, very burdening hard physical work that you had to do, and then the opposite of that, like not moving your body at all and eating a lot of garbage, And when the body has to go through all these several states here, it can be very physically exhausting, but there is order coming in. There is this establishment of health and order in the body. And with the win, I feel like there is, after a disappointment, there's a very happy surprise here as well on several levels. On one hand, this is a spiritual win, this is a psychological win, but this is also, as I said, you will find the right path, and it will be very smooth to walk along this path. And I think it will be very peaceful and calm. There will not be a lot of adrenaline or heavy physical work. It's just smooth. There are no extremes. It's just harmony and balance here. And then you will find yourself in a very happy situation that you might have not even expected. So that's actually very nice. I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching.